If you can't get up for the first day of training camp, you might as well pack it up and head on home because this isn't for you. The talk of the offseason has been about a renewed energy and passion surrounding this UNC team, and that was on display this afternoon inside the indoor facility. I made it a point to watch the offensive line with its new coach, Jack McNeil, trying to get across his philosophy of an aggressive, attack-minded line when teaching the fundamentals. Pocket integrity is a key phrase that you'd often hear him use when he's teaching. And what that is, it's the tackles setting the width of the pocket and the guards setting the depth so that the quarterback has some sense of comfort in knowing it's not all collapsing on him, and that base foundation allows the quarterback to establish a pocket presence. It's early days, but the sense that I get watching that group is that they now want to be the ones initiating the contact instead of the catching and reacting that we saw last season. That requires a certain level of physicality to it, and that's why from early reports you can find true freshman Zach Rice running with the ones. Off memory, you'd have to go back to 2010 at Carolina to find a true freshman contributing as much as the staff believes Rice will along the offensive line, where James Hurst started the final 12 games that year. Outside of his stature, the number one thing the staff likes about Rice is that he plays with a mean streak. His lateral quickness will need to improve, but if today was any indication, his mentality alone should have him out there early and often. As a whole, it's an offensive line that is still a major work in progress as the team builds towards that Week 0 kickoff, and I came away thinking that because it was a defensive line for Carolina, albeit in only helmets and shorts, that got the better of that group, led behind the production of Des Evans, who had at least 3 sacks in the team periods. Looks-wise, the North Carolina defensive line passes the eye test with flying colors. It's one thing to see Travis Shaw listed on the roster at 6'5", 355 pounds. It's another thing to see him in person and realize that I've never seen a defensive line at this school with that many bodies that look something like that. It's why you bring in a defensive-minded coach like Coach Chizik. You can't just look good getting off the bus anymore. The personnel has to match the play, and the thought is a simplified defense will do just that as long as the players are providing the passion, accountability, and toughness that Mack Brown has been preaching. That's day 1 of training camp now in the books. So from Chapel Hill, I'm Taylor Vippolis, signing off for Inside Carolina.